Hello students, let's start with our second part of the third lesson, Physiography and Drainage. As we have studied the Himalayan mountain ranges in the previous part, now we will go down to the plains. In the first part, we have studied the formation of Himalayas and the river system originating from there. As you already know, that the Himalayas are fold mountains formed due to the collision between the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. In this process, a depression was formed between the mountainous region and the plateau region. In due course, the rivers flowing from the mountainous region deposited the alluvium and emptied the waters in the Bay of Bengal. Thus, gradually, due to the layers of alluvium, the plains were formed. You can see the rivers emptying the water into the Bay of Bengal and thus forming a delta region at the mouth. The Ganga river system. It goes into the Bay of Bengal. Now let's check the location and extent of the North Indian plains. This division lies between the Himalayan ranges in the north and the peninsular plateau at the south. It extends from Rajasthan in the west to Assam in the east. It is mostly a flat, low-lying plain. The North Indian plains are divided into two parts. The part that is towards the west and towards the east. The part that is towards the east of the Aravalis lies the river Ganga basin. This is therefore known as the Ganga Plains. Here you can see the river Ganga flowing through this region and going into the Bay of Bengal. Observe the region carefully and note down the states that are occupied in this region. Towards the west, there is a great desert, the Indian desert. The western plains are a desert. Towards the north of Rajasthan, you will find the Punjab plains. The Punjab plains are formed due to the depositional work done by river Satluj and its tributaries. As the plains are formed as a result of deposition of alluvium over a number of years, these plains are very fertile. As a result of fertility, the agriculture is largely practiced in this region. Now, let's go towards the south of the Indian plains. The area lying to the south of the North Indian plains and tapering off towards the Indian Ocean is called the Indian Peninsula. Observe and note down the divisions of this plateau. The Aravalis in the north are the oldest fold mountains. The Vindhyas and the Satpuras lie in the central part. Observe the other plateaus that are occupied by this peninsular plateau region. The different plateaus you can see here. Observe and note down the names in your notebook. Observe the main parts of this plateau. The Aravali range, the Vindhya, the Satpura range in the central part. Towards the west border lies the Western Ghats or the Sahyadris. At the eastern border lies the Eastern Ghats. When we go beyond the Western Ghats, we come towards another physical feature of India, another physiographic division. This division is the Western Coastal Plain. Similarly, even in the east, we have the Eastern Coastal Plain. Here you can see the Eastern Coastal Plain. India has a long coastline from the west to the east, a long coastline of approximately 7,500 kilometers. Let us study the coastal plains of India. The Western Coastal Plain and the Eastern Coastal Plain. Observe these coastal plains. Both are having remarkable differences. The Western Coastal Plain borders the Arabian Sea, whereas the Eastern Coastal Plain borders the Bay of Bengal. The Western Coastal Plain is a narrow rocky coast with a steep slope, and the rivers flowing through it are short and swift. The Eastern Coastal Plain is a wide strip which has a gentle slope. The rivers originating from the Eastern Ghats flow at a lower velocity and deposit the sediments here. As a result, there are deltas found in the Eastern Coastal Plain. As we leave the mainland of India, we reach the islands. The islands in the Arabian Sea and the islands in the Bay of Bengal. In Arabian Sea, the Lakshadweep Islands are found, whereas in Bay of Bengal, we find Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. These are a number of islands together. The word Lakshadweep means a group of a lakh islands. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are mostly volcanic islands. Barren Island is the only active volcano in India. Here you can see the Barren Island. This has the only active volcano in India. Now, as we have completed the study of the physical divisions of India, the next part we shall study the physical divisions of Brazil. Till then, stay home, stay safe.